Hello mga kababayan, welcome to my channel. Welcome to Laruan ni Obi-Wan. In the episode 1 of the Transformers cartoon or the animated series that we grew up on, this is the Bumblebee, the first alternate mode of Bumblebee that we have seen. So before in the rest of the episodes, he would dominantly use the VW Beetle design or alternate mode as a vehicle form. This was the vehicle form he had first. So the deciding factor for my purchase really is this alternate mode, not much the robot mode for this figure. I think that majority or the lifetime of this figure is going to be in this form. With the purchase of this BuzzWorthy Origins Bumblebee action figure, we have several accessories that comes with it. So we have the flight pack that is associated with Optimus Prime, and I've yet to decide whether I'm going to attach this flight pack to this figure. We have several energy rods, which in the pilot episode, Bumblebee was searching for energy rods, and we have a blaster. Of course, Bumblebee won't be complete if he does not have does not have any form of weapon. So a blaster included, so that is a nice touch from Hasbro. The only thing is we don't have any carrying capacity for Bumblebee in either vehicle mode or robot mode to at least carry all of this bundle. So the only thing that you could possibly do if you want to display Bumblebee with an energy rod is to possibly just get one and cut off the end. So as for the rest of these rods, it's going to go to my parts bin. So majority of the time of this action figure is going to be spent in this alternate mode. So this, we don't have any way of attaching it in vehicular mode. So as you could see, there are no attachment points that could possibly hold on to this accessory. As for this flight pack, it's going to go on the roof of this alternate mode of Bumblebee, but somehow it breaks the already finely designed alternate mode. So this is also going to my parts bin. So this weapon, you could possibly store it by attaching it to one of the hands under the fuselage, like that, and just have this on a little stand that you could make. So he's on a slightly hovering mode like this with a weapon or the blaster underneath. So the idea would just be this way, and then have a stand, a transparent stand or just makeshift stand that is a little bit or maybe an inch or 2 inches from the display case. So that is the possibility of displaying this action figure. So let's move on to the robot or the humanoid form. We have Bumblebee in his alternate mode. Actually, this is the RED or the robot enhanced design. But I just like to take out this figure and compare him with this Origins Bumblebee in its alternate form, or this BuzzWorthy Bumblebee. So would he scale well? For example, I would use this figure with this alternate mode on display like this. I don't know. With regards to dimension, I guess it is not a proper fit. So this is going to go back on my display with the Jada Toys 1:24 scale VW Beetle that I already reviewed in this channel. We have the 3 Transformers core class figures which I reviewed in this channel, my 3 favorite core class Decepticons, and let's put in the BuzzWorthy Bumblebee. So size difference, the BuzzWorthy Bumblebee is just a tad bit bigger and higher than these 3 action figures. As to feel of the plastic material that was used with this action figure, somehow this core class figure seems more thicker in material compared to this Bumblebee figure. So for size comparisons, we have your Major Blood, G.I. Joe Classified Series Major Blood, RED Optimus Prime, and on the other end, we have the core class Transformers figures. So this would be your standard sized action figures. This would be your really small size action figures, the core class. And we have Bumblebee, the Origins Bumblebee in the middle. So let's get into the detail of the action figure. As for design element, the backpack of this figure is really not that atrociously big. Actually, it's just right. So it sits nice and flush on the back. It really isn't so bulbous. But the thing that really stands out in this figure would be those really huge feet. So from the front, it is not so visible, but once you get a side profile of this figure compared to the rest of the body, those are really huge feet. So let's take on the articulation for the figure. Now we have a backpack, but does that hinder any point of articulation on the head? So the head can move left and right. We have a little bit of tilt. And for the waistline, is the backpack going to hinder with the articulation of the waistline? The waistline could move freely. The arms, we have enough space to move this about. We also have circulation on the biceps, single point of articulation on the elbow, but we don't have any form of articulation or rotation for the hands except for this downward movement because of transformation. For the leg area, we have a cut on the thigh for rotation. Somehow it looks like 2 bends or 2 points of articulation for the knee, but because of the back piece of the leg, somehow it hinders some bit of articulation, as you could see. So it really depends on how you manage this back piece of the leg to articulate the knee. As for the really huge feet, we have forward and back. We have a little bit of swivel, and that's it. So majority of the pieces on this figure, because of transformation, it has to compress in its alternate mode. We have a lot of hollow places present. So especially on the arms, the feet, and on the leg. But are those hollowness really annoying? Just like the other action figures that we have in Deluxe class or Voyager class, somehow the hollowness on this figure is just okay. With the body, because of transformation, we have a really compact design for the body. So of course, it also depends on how you're going to position this backpack for articulation. So you could either move this like this or move it more towards the head to really close in the gap between the shoulder blades and the backpack. So actually it is a okay purchase if you are into the really into the alternate mode which this figure brings. But for this mode alone, is this a worthy purchase? Personally, I'm really not so a fan of it, this alternate mode. But with the vehicle mode, this is where this figure shines for me personally as a collector, because my intention of really purchasing this figure is for that alternate mode anyway. So this ends or wraps up my review of this BuzzWorthy Origins action figure. So if you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe, and see you on the next review.